Have you ever been on a plane, looked out the window, and just wondered, how do pilots know exactly how high they are? It sounds simple, right? But getting it right is one of the most critical parts of flying. Today, we're going to demystify the fascinating world of altimeter settings. You might have heard about this. Pilots in the cockpit adjusting a dial that actually changes their altitude reading. Why on earth would they do that? Isn't altitude a fixed thing? Well, this isn't some random tweak. It's a fundamental safety procedure that our entire air traffic system depends on. To get why, you need to understand two, let's be honest, life or death problems. First, obstacle clearance. In other words, don't hit the ground. Pretty important. Second, aircraft separation. Also pretty important. Don't hit other planes. So how does a plane even measure how high it is? Its main tool, the altimeter, isn't some fancy laser measuring distance. It's actually a really sensitive barometer. It works on a simple principle. As you go higher up, the air gets thinner and the pressure drops. The altimeter just translates that pressure reading into a height. Well, the system is brilliantly split into two parts. First, let's take a look at the ground game, the local setting. Pilots handle this with a local setting, which is known as QNH. A great way to think of it is as the local dialect of air pressure. Air traffic control measures the current pressure right there at the airport and gives pilots a corrected value. When a pilot dials this QNH into their altimeter, it calibrates the instrument to show their true, precise altitude above the sea. So why is this so critical? Because every single obstacle on an aviation chart, every mountain, every tower, every little hill, is measured from mean sea level. Setting the local QNH syncs the pilot's altimeter perfectly with their map. And just like that, every aircraft in the area is speaking the same language, sharing the same accurate reference to safely clear the ground. All right, our plane is taken off safely. But as it climbs, the problem starts to change. Local obstacles aren't the main threat anymore. Now it's all about the other airplanes. It's time to leave the local area and get on the highway in the sky. This switch from thinking local to thinking universal happens at a specific height called the transition altitude. You can literally think of it as the on-ramp to that superhighway in the sky. It's the exact point where pilots shift their whole perspective. The procedure itself is crystal clear. Pilots take off using the local QNH for that ground accuracy. Then, as they climb through the transition altitude, they physically switch their altimeter to a single standard pressure setting. From that moment on, they don't even report their altitude in feet anymore. They use something called flight levels. And just like that, we're cruising on the highway, speaking the universal language of high-altitude flight. This entire global system is built on a single agreed-upon number. You could call it the magic number for aviation, 101.3.2 hectopascals. This value represents the international standard atmosphere, a universal baseline for pressure that every high-flying plane uses, no matter where they are in the world. This standard setting is known as QNE. By having every single pilot set 1013.2, all of their altimeters are now perfectly synchronized with each other. This creates these consistent, predictable layers in the sky called flight levels. A plane at flight level 350 is now guaranteed to be 1,000 feet above a plane at flight level 340. And way up here, that's all that matters. But of course, what goes up must come down. As the plane begins its descent for landing, the ground suddenly becomes a major factor again. It's time to come back to Earth and return to that local dialect. This happens as the aircraft descends through the transition level. This is the off-ramp from the highway. Air traffic control for the destination airport gives the pilot the current local QNH. As the pilot passes through the transition level, they dial in that new local number, and their altimeter once again displays their precise altitude above sea level, ready for a safe approach. So let's put it all together. We've seen three different settings, all designed for one single goal: safety. The whole system really boils down to two key settings. You've got QNH, the local setting referenced to sea level, which is absolutely critical for takeoff and landing. Then you have QNE, the universal standard of 113.2, used for high-altitude cruise to create those consistent flight levels. Now, there is a third, more specialized setting called QFE, which sets the altimeter to 0 right on the ground, but it's mainly used for very specific training scenarios. So the crucial point is this: the whole altimeter setting procedure is an incredibly elegant dynamic system. It intelligently shifts its priority from local precision when you're near the ground to universal consistency when you're high in the air, and then seamlessly back again. It's a global dance, all choreographed for one reason: safety. This system is a remarkable, invisible feat of global cooperation that keeps our skies incredibly safe.